This is the terrifying story of the family that never slept. In 2014, a small town in South Dakota was abuzz with gossip. Everyone was talking about the new family that had moved into the old Peterson house at the end of Elm Street. The house was huge, like something out of a fairy tale, but it was also creepy. It had boarded up windows and overgrown weeds in the yard. For years, no one had lived there and no one knew why. But now a family had moved in, and they were unlike anyone in the neighborhood. They never came out during the day. They kept all of the curtains drawn. And when the townspeople saw them outside, they looked strange and pale, like they hadn't seen the sun in years. The townspeople tried to be polite, but after a while they started to get creeped out. No one could understand why this family was acting so weird. Then one day a young girl named Lily went missing. She was last seen playing near the old Peterson house. When the police searched the home, they didn't find any signs of a struggle or forced entry. It was as if she had vanished into thin air. As the investigation continued, the police began to suspect that the new family had something to do with Lily's disappearance. They had been keeping a close eye on them, but they had never seen anything suspicious. Sure, they were weird, but that didn't mean that they were dangerous. Still, the police had to investigate every lead, so they went to the house and knocked on the door. A man answered, his face as white as a sheet. He looked scared, like he hadn't slept in days. Behind him, the police could see a woman and two children, their faces pale and lifeless, their eyes vacant. They looked like zombies. The man stammered, trying to explain that they weren't involved in Lily's disappearance. But the police weren't convinced. They searched the house and found a secret passageway behind the fireplace. It led to an underground labyrinth filled with cages and restraints. The police also found evidence that the family had been living there for years, even though no one had seen them outside. But who were they? Why were they hiding in the house? And what had happened to Lily? The police brought the family out of the house and into the sunlight for the first time in years. The media swarmed them, but the family didn't say a word. They just stared blankly ahead, their eyes unfocused. As the family stood there, the sun hit their faces, and they recoiled in pain. It was then that the police noticed their skin was an unnatural white, like they had never seen sunlight before. The police were horrified. These people weren't human. They were vampires. And they had been living in the house for centuries, feeding on the blood of the townspeople. Family was taken away for questioning, but they didn't know anything. Couldn't remember who they were or where they came from. It was as if they had no past. The only thing the police could go off of was what was written in an old journal. They learned that the family had come to the town over 300 years ago. They had built the house themselves and used it as a base of operations to lure in victims. The police were able to recover some of Lily's things from the house, but her body was never found. To this day, no one knows what happened to her. Some say that the vampires turned her into one of them, while others believe that they simply drank her blood, and that was the end of it. After the family was arrested, the town council decided to tear down the house. It was too much of an eyesore and everyone wanted it gone. But before the bulldozers could arrive, the house mysteriously burned to the ground. All that's left of it now is a pile of ashes and a memory that haunts the town to this day. Some people say that the vampires are still out there, lurking in the shadows, waiting for the night to fall so they can feed. And others say that they're trapped in the underworld, their souls burning for eternity. No one knows for sure what happened to the family that never slept. But one thing is certain, they were hiding something. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button for more content.